The worst feeling is the HR department reaching out to you that you've been successful in the job you've applied to, only for the offer to be rescinded just because they can't sponsor your Tier 2 visa. Listen, I understand how that feels. I've experienced it. But in this video, I'll be sharing with you top 20 companies that can sponsor your Tier 2 visa. And if this seems like something you're interested in, stick around, guys, and I'll catch you in a sec. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kolade. I'm very happy to see you guys once again. In this video, I'll be sharing with you guys the top 20 companies that can sponsor your Tier 2 visa. I've actually made up this list based on my own personal experience whilst applying for graduate programs, and also I was able to get feedback from my friends that have been successful in their applications. I also considered the top sponsoring industry. I consider the salary that these programs can offer you, and lastly, I consider the complexity or difficulty it takes with respect to the job application in all of these 20 companies. So without wasting any time, let's get straight into the video. So number 20 on my list is Capital One. I personally applied to Capital One. It's a very decent company. I think I got to the third stage. Unfortunately, I didn't make it to the assessment center. Overall, the application isn't that difficult, but you need to be very technical with respect to the case study. However, I'd like to let you know that the salary is very decent. At least I think £41,000. That's what they were offering at the time. And also, you get a bonus of £5,000, which is very decent. And lastly, it's within the financial services. So if you're interested in financial services, put in the application and apply to Capital One. Number 19 on my list is Morgan Stanley. I applied to Morgan Stanley. It's within the banking industry. Of course, it's an investment bank. Investment banks don't joke around when it comes to sponsorship. So if you have opportunity to get to the final round interview, make sure you do your best. They pay a decent amount. If you apply to the back office roles, you earn less, at least £40,000. If you apply to the investment banking division, of course, you earn £50,000. If you are all up about the fast-paced industry, if you're all up about, of course, the financial services, put in the application for Morgan Stanley. Number 18 on my list is McKinsey. If you're very much passionate about consulting, if you want to work with the top 3 consulting firms, you want to join the elite companies, put in the application for McKinsey. But I'll be very honest, it's also kind of difficult to get into this company because the application process, you really need to be proactive. But however, the salary is very decent. At least you earn £44,000 if I'm not mistaken. And if you find this very attractive, apply to McKinsey. Number 17 on my list is JP Morgan. It's an investment bank. If you want to work in the financial services or you want to join an investment bank, of course, put in the application. JP Morgan is a very decent company. The salary is very similar to Morgan Stanley, so you can just put in the application. Number 16 on my list is BCG, Boston Consulting Group. Of course, it's also part of the top 3 consulting firms. If you're passionate about consulting, you want to join a elite company, like I said before, put in the application to BCG. Next on my list is Bain Company, still within the top 3 consulting firms. I won't even say much about them. If you really want to work in consulting, put in the application through. Number 13 on my list is an investment bank called Paribas. If you're very interested in joining investment bank, apply to Bain Paribas. Decent salary, of course, put in the application. Next on my list is Goldman Sachs. It's still within investment bank. I won't even say much about this. I personally applied to Goldman Sachs. I think I like the application process. It's very decent. But to be honest, with Goldman Sachs, it can be difficult. My application was just on the loop. No one even got back to me. But it is what it is. I moved on. Number 11 on my list, I'm taking this one back to the health sector. NHS, very popular company that can actually sponsor your Tier 2. One mistake people make with respect to NHS application is they apply to non-technical roles or non-skill role. For example, some administrative roles and all. But if you want to get that sponsorship with NHS, you have to apply to things like private finance, things within this, consulting. Also, their graduate program is out. You can also put in the application. NHS is one company that you cannot go wrong with respect to Tier 2 visa. So now we're left with the top 10 companies that can sponsor your Tier 2 visa. However, guys, I'd like to encourage you to subscribe to my channel. If you find this insightful, if this is something that will actually add value to you, like, share, of course, invite your friends. Number 10 on my list is ISM. It's one of the top 7 accounting firms. You can't go wrong with ISM. I personally applied to ISM and I think I like their application process, straightforward, no jokes. Listen, the salary is not the highest, but it's a good start. And I don't really think all your decisions should be based on just salary, but I think it's a very good one. And it's a company that can sponsor a Tier 2 visa. I have a few friends that are actually there, but you have to be careful. If you don't put in the application on time, ISM will serve you breakfast. And that's the recent news I got with some of my friends. So be careful, but HSBC can sponsor your tier 2 visa. Number 9 on my list is BDO. It's also one of the top 7 accounting firms. Listen, I also applied to BDO. The application process, I've applied to BDO twice in the last, should I say, 16 months, and I've been getting breakfast. I never made it to the assessment center. I don't know why, but listen, it is what it is. BDO, one of the top 7 accounting firms, decent salary, not the highest if I'm being honest, but it's also a good place to start your career, especially when you get into accounting. Number 8 on my list is Grant Thornton, one of the top 7 accounting firms. I personally also applied to Grant Thornton. I've put in 2 applications to Grant Thornton in the last, let's say, 16 months, and unfortunately, I've never been successful. I think I got to the 3rd stage. I never made it through to the assessment center. My stopping point was the case study. One way or the other, the case study was kind of tough for me because it was time and you have to be fast. I didn't make it through. Decent way place to start your career. The salary is not the highest, it's within 25K to like probably 28K, depending on the location. You can also consider them, put in an application. Number 7, no jokes, it's one of the big 4 accounting firms. And I can tell you for sure that the big 4 accounting firms sponsor your tier 2 visa. It is extremely rare for them not to, so you don't want to joke around with them. EY is one company that can sponsor your tier 2 visa. Overall, the application process might be tricky. Most people fail at the numerical stage, one way or the other. I don't know why. I personally didn't make it through for EY, but it's worth considering. Decent salary. One thing with the big 4 is you might not get the biggest salary, but listen, it's the best place to start your career. You can't go wrong with them. Put in the application, EY. Number 6 is also one of the big 4 accounting firms. I also enjoyed the application process of this company. I got to the final round. I personally didn't continue the application. It's Deloitte. Put in the application. Deloitte is a decent company. I think Deloitte is one of the top paying accounting firms. Put in the application, Deloitte. Number 5, we're going to a company that is a commercial bank and also an investment bank. You can't go wrong with this company. I applied to this company. I passed all the stages. I was waiting for a final round interview, and listen, I got breakfast. I don't know why. However, HSBC, consider this company top company. Listen, it's one of the best places you can start your career. Salary is decent, starting from I think 33 to 35,000 pounds. You can't grow with HSBC. Put in the application. So now we're left with just 4 companies. I personally got a job offer from one of these companies. They are sure banker. You can't go wrong with them. Number 4 on my list is an investment bank, a company that I genuinely also like. Barclays, decent salary. You can't go wrong with them. However, I must call your attention to their application. You really need to be rapid, but if you're successful in that part, the assessment center, you get a 1-to-1 and you also get to work on a case study. So Barclays, decent company, you can't go wrong with that. Number 3 on my list is one of the big 4 accounting firms. It's a sure banker for sponsorship. I personally applied to them. The application process was smooth. I think if I read the application process is 8 because it wasn't difficult, it wasn't so easy also, so I enjoyed it. And of course, it's a company that I personally know is passionate about diversity and inclusion. Not the biggest place you can earn the most money, but like I said, salary is not the only thing you consider, but it's a very good place to start your career. KPMG, number 3, you can't go wrong with them. Number two is a company that I also enjoyed the application process. It's a company that I tried all my best, during the application process. Unfortunately, I didn't get a job. I was 1 question away from getting that offer. Salary, £47,000 is what you get for analytics and sales. If you want to go to London, it's a company you can consider. It's a fintech company and it's called Bloomberg. I love the values of this company. This company is passionate about entrepreneurship. This company is innovative and the owner is philanthropic. Listen, Bloomberg, you can't go wrong with them. However, I'd like to let you know that the application process might be a bit tricky. It can be a bit long, but I was only 1 question away from getting a job offer from this company, unfortunately. But Bloomberg, decent company, apply to Bloomberg. And that leaves us with just 1 company. This company is the last company. It's number 1 on my list. And I've actually considered the fact that my friends are working here. They've been successful with respect to their tier 2 sponsorship. And also it's a company that the salary is very decent. I feel like this company, add value to you. This company is a good place to start your career. And it's Accenture, it's within the tech space. Many people sleep on this company. I don't know why. Many people don't know this company, but it's a very, very top company. Put in the application to Accenture. The application process is decent, but I would advise you not to put in a direct application. consider applying to their diversity initiative programs. Like they have the social mobility program, they have the EBA, that's Empowering Black Future. It's a very top company. If you're passionate about tech, put in the application to Accenture. And that's it for this video. However, guys, I'd like you to know that there are also other companies that can sponsor your Tier 2 visa. Many people also got jobs with companies that are not on this list. And feel free to ask me any questions around these. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. La prochaine.